The Hamilton music scene is very vibrant. I feel like there's a lot of... Yes, it is. I was not a good singer. I was not blessed with my voice. I had to actually work hard. So I know there's a lot of talent shows that I was off pitch, and I didn't know what pitch was. So when someone's like, you're off pitch, I'm just like, I don't know what that means.
What does that mean? I didn't know at that time what singing was. Why is it important to embody who you are?
Music provides me with an outlet to say the words that I probably couldn't ever really say. Almost like a part of you needs to chip away a little bit of the hopeful dream a bit. And being my authentic self has just started happening now.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to the Camu Talks, where we talk about healing
and wellness
and everything in between. The Hamilton RNB Princess, Jamila B. Woo! Drum roll!
Hello. Thank you for having me, Abby.
So Mila, actually, me and you, we go way back from high school days.
Way back.
And when I found out about your new music, I said, I have to get you in the podcast. I just love the music. I listen to it every day. I feel like there's always moments in our lives when you and I cross paths, even though we haven't really spoken for years. Like, there are situations when we haven't really spoken in years, but whenever I need you for something, like, you would just like, I'm in, right? Yeah. So I really thank you, and I adore you as a musician. I adore you as a person. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. That was so kind.
Tell us about you. Tell us about our viewers about you. Are you Hamilton born? Are you...
Yeah, I'm Hamilton, born and raised, been here for so many years. So most people know me as a singer. Most people know me as an R&B singer, and pop. I also say pop. I would say my sound was more pop, but recently I've made a switch over to country music, and this is something I planned back in the fall. So. Of last year. And so it's been a lot to adjust to going into a new world. But that's me in a very small nutshell. But not only do I sing, I like to do video editing. I just like anything creative, like putting things together.
You and I are the same person. If I don't create, or I don't have a creative outlet, I just feel lost.
Yeah, it feels empty. Like I try to. I can never be a non-creative. I always want to get into your brain. Like, how is life for you when you don't make anything?
Exactly. No, I 100% agree. And so with music, when I say we go way back. We used to be in a dance group back in the day.
Beyond Limits.
Yes. Do you still have a picture of us? Probably not. Right?
I don't think do you have any video of us?
No, I've been looking on YouTube because there was one uploaded video of us when we were in Cathedral High School. But it's like gone now. I'm so sad.
No. That would be... I miss those days. Like.
The moves.
Hey, mama.
Mr. Puffs, thank you for... No, they're not our sponsors.
No, they're not our sponsors. You ain't getting nothing. Just blue.
I love your hat.
Thank you.
Camera.
Thank you.
So when it comes to music, how did your journey and your love for music started? Were you born in the family of music? Did you just like love music from the get-go? How did music come into your life?
Nobody in my family, like my immediate family, were musicians. Like my mom would play a lot of music. I knew Saturday was cleaning day for music. But when I got into music was actually when I was probably 11 years old, and I heard one of my friends singing a song, and I was like, what a cool way to make a sound with your voice. Like, and
you didn't know at that time what singing was?
What is this thing happening?
Because you're like, that's a cool way to make sound. That's hilarious.
I mean, no, I knew what singing was, but I never heard somebody that I knew, like a kid at the time. I was a kid, obviously, and doing that sounded good like that. So I was not a good singer. I was not blessed with my voice. I had to actually work hard. So how I got into it is like I would go to the library and I would borrow like music sheet music and then read the words and just practice and read books about how to sing and
Wow.
yeah, and do talent shows. Like I know there's a lot of talent shows that I was off pitch and I didn't know what pitch was. So when someone's like, "You're off pitch," I'm just like, I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your journey has been. So how old were you when you started that journey?
I was
learning.
Learning. I would say 11, and then, but when it comes to like recording and taking it seriously, that happened in 17 when I was 17.
Oh, okay. So that's when you actually started recording stuff. And do you write your songs as well, or
I
do you have a
do.
team that?
I do write my own songs. For my latest song, I did collaborate with another person named Boro Avhad, and he's in the States. And usually I pride myself in writing songs, but I've been more open to writing with others, but also using other people's songs where I'm not a part of it at all. So
Got it.
yeah.
It's just so cool to come up with a song. Like think the work that comes creating an actual song, like it's a lot. Like I've seen a lot of people who, from the beginning to end, they're like, the sound looks amazing, but they're still questioning all the hard work. Like, is it? I don't think, like you kind of question yourself if it's a good song sometimes, but it's a lot of hard work.
No, you're right. You're totally right. It is a lot of work because you have to come up with something that sounds good. You have to figure out what kind of instruments, or if I'm going to use a beat, like the music behind it. And then even getting to the point of like recording, like depending if you have your own recording studio or if you have to get money and go outside and record. So there's a lot of parts to it it's not just the creative part, but just connecting all the aspects together, the music, the business, and the organization of it.
No, for sure. And then how is the Hamilton music scene? Do you find it's a struggle to be a part of that community? Like how, and obviously you want to release songs and be known. How is the music scene in Hamilton versus Toronto, obviously on Toronto?
The Hamilton music scene is very vibrant. I feel like there's a lot of... Yes, it is. It's very, very supportive. We have lots of programs like the city of Hamilton, like the government or municipal... One of those.
Clearly, I've been living under a rock.
They have like conferences once a year. They also provide grants that you can apply for, and they're trying hard to like make opportunities for people to perform. So, I would say if you're a new person coming to Hamilton, it is quite easy to get integrated and get in the know of that. So it is a very supportive scene.
Oh, amazing. I feel like I just live under a rock. But that's good to know because I think Hamilton it's becoming very artsy now, I find. So like to incorporate all these new musicians and actually build on that as a community, like that's amazing. Instead of going all the way to Toronto.
You don't need to go to Toronto. Like if you want to go, it's cool. Yeah, but I mean, we have so much here. Like you can get your fix of all kind of art in Hamilton. It's kind of a wonderful thing now to see.
Awesome. Okay. And in terms of your music and your love for it, how has music supported your wellness? Like, has it impacted you, not only your music, but music in general?
I would say that's a wonderful question. How it impact my wellness? With that, I would say music provides me with an outlet to say the words that I probably couldn't ever really say. It's also a way for me to release any pain that I've had in the past, but also provide messages. A couple years ago, I made a song called "Show Some Love." Very happy.
Show some love.
Yeah, and I'm
sorry.
That's okay. This is good.
It's true. It's the rhythm, right?
That is the rhythm.
Yes.
And that song's actually about like being depressed, and there's lots of people contacting me and said like this song helps me. So even just to be an independent artist and someone to say that to you is wonderful. And just being able to make music that people can connect to, that's the wellness it has done for me. When the times where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, then I think about people it has affected or influences.
Because I feel like music, as much as there's studies and everything that is well known about music, like music is actually very therapeutic, and I'm glad that that is obviously is having an effect on you. I remember growing up, and like the pressure of trying to identify who you are as a person. Whenever you just hear a song that resonates with what you're going through, you just instantly feel a lot better.
Yeah.
You don't feel alone. You don't feel like you feel like, yeah, that's life, but I can get through it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So music is very therapeutic.
It really is.
It really is. And so throughout your whole life, you've embodied being a musician. How challenging is that, incorporating that and being truly who you are, despite adulting and your day to day, like if you have to work or do whatever? How challenging is that to be true to yourself, and why is it important to embody who you are?
That's a bit.
I
might need you to break that down. You might have to remind me the part of that. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, this is good. That was good. So let me kind of rewind.
Yes.
That. So adulting and doing music and being your authentic
How
self.
challenging it is to be the true Jamila despite the adulting life.
Yeah.
And the responsibilities that come with it.
Yeah, being an adult and doing music, it is totally different because we have more responsibilities. When we're younger, we had the time. So the difference is, I would say, is if you want to do it like full-time, 100%, you have to also think, how am I going to survive? How am I going to live? How am I going to eat?
Yes.
So with that balance, it's almost like a part of you needs to chip away a little bit of the hopeful dream a bit and be a little bit realistic. Like you can go in guns blazing and be like, I don't need a job, I can go full in. No, you need a job, you need music, you need money to fund it.
Right.
So with being my authentic self, I feel like being my authentic self has just started happening now.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, and why did you say that?
As I said, I was in R&B pop before, and I would do a lot of shows with like a lot of rappers or a lot of R&B singers, but I knew my sound was a little bit different, like not that much, but I always felt like I didn't fit in, kind of like the wallflower. Like, no, everyone was kind to me, but I just didn't know how to pinpoint it. So,
Like you weren't entirely, because I think as a musician you will keep evolving, so maybe
Yes.
that phase that you went through has finished its chapter perhaps, and then now you're still discovering bits and pieces of yourself that you're like, oh my god, like, and this the new genre that you're embodying right now may be what truly resonates with your being, right? But I feel like musicians, like people, we keep evolving.
Yeah. No, that's a perfect way to describe it. I
Yeah.
feel like the next stage, like, this feels more authentic to me, like doing country. And I know it might be ironic because, well, let's just get into it. Country is a predominantly more white space.
Yeah.
There are lots of different cultures in it, but the majority. And I thought I would not feel like I fit in, but I feel like even coming down to writing the songs, singing the songs, country songs, I'm just like, it feels like home. It feels like I fit. But that was also a journey to accept that too. And I still go through that even to this day right now because it's still new.
It's like a different territory for you,
Yeah,
right?
it definitely
Was there
is.
a lot of like hesitation coming in? Were there a lot of questions in your head? Am I really going to do this? Was there a lot of that
Abby.
coming in?
Abby. Oh my goodness. There was so much. Sometimes there still is.
Yeah.
This episode was brought to you by Mr. Puff, giving you delicious puffs and wonderful drinks.
That's not a sponsor.
It's not? Oh, okay. Started
Channeling my Jamila B.
healing.
1, 2, 3.
There was a lot of tears when I was I would lie in my bed and I'd be like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, why would I want to do this? And, but
it feels right.
It feels right. And that's at the end of the day, like, I'm like, I know, I feel like I do belong here. I feel like myself. I can be like authentically my like silly, jokey self. I don't have to be this cool R&B girl. Like, so, but yes, I still even to this day sometimes go through the challenges because it's still new. Yeah. Doubt can come in, and you know, that's the whole thing with circle back to your question about incorporating adult life and doing music, because you're like, oh, should I be doing something else right now? Am I wasting time or money? Yeah.
Right. It's definitely, and I adore you for pushing through and just embodying that part of you, because I feel like, and I can attest to this, growing up, I love music. You knew that, like, dancing and music has always been a part of my life, and then adulting happened, right? So now recently I've just started to think, you know what, I should go back to who I've always been. It doesn't necessarily have to be a way to make money, or just to embody, whether it's dancing or singing, like something like on the side that I can do, helps quite a bit with my wellness and my mental health, I must say.
Come back, we miss you.
I will. Beyond Limit Part 2.
Beyond Limit Part 2. Walker. No, I'm just joking.
No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe in the future.
No, but I love that for you that you said that, because like I think people forget how much they need creativity in life. Like, just whether even if it's like something, doing a puzzle or something.
Something, yeah.
Because like we are not created just to live a linear life. Like you create with creativity, you put yourself in there, you put your heart in there, you put your mind, you could also put your body and you don't have to do it for a goal to attain. It's just something that can help you release. Right. And I think people forget the value of what creativity can be.
Can bring for you. Yeah.
And with life, I guess people can forget that, because you can feel overwhelmed and you just want to go home and watch some Netflix and whatnot.
I do feel that way when the thoughts of, hey, go back to yourself, go back to what you used to know and what makes you happy. I do find moments of, I feel overwhelmed. So I procrastinate. Yeah. Which, that's hard to admit, but sometimes you just feel so overwhelmed that you're like, that's what I knew from the past. It's not me anymore. So it's kind of, it's sad in that sense, but I know what your point was, where you were trying to go, because I totally agree with what you're saying there. In terms of your new genre, it's country now, right?
Yeah, country pop, yeah.
Thus the beautiful, beautiful hat that you're wearing there. Are we going to be seeing more of the country genre in your upcoming music in the future? And by the way, we're going to talk more about your new single. Are we going to be hearing more?
Yes.
Soon?
Yes. I'm committed to doing this. It's not just a one-off. So I do already have a couple songs ready to go. But I decided I'm going to take this seriously, and I also want to respect the genre, so I don't want to just abuse it. So I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm calling myself a country artist, and this is what feels right once again. Yeah.
And we can't wait to see you just evolve. I remember texting Jamila when I first heard the song. I'm like, this is it. You're gonna, like, I started crying, and I said, this is, because when I heard this song, and by the way, the Don't Get Me Started song, it's just, the melody is just on point, the messaging and the rhythm, and I've heard your voice so many times growing up, and when I hear the specific song in your voice, I was like, this is like perfect for you. Like there was just a different like vibe, different energy that I felt. Like I was in tears. I'm like, oh my God,
Aw.
Jamila, don't forget about us.
Never.
us Hammers people.
I will never forget. No, that thank you. That means a lot. You saying that. I feel like with this song, it's probably one of the first songs I feel like I could actually sing and just use my voice. And no, you said exactly. Like I'm lost for words. Like it just feels like a right fit. Like it's just
Right. And was there an inspiration behind it, or did you write it? Like how did the
Yes, there is an inspiration for it.
see? Did you have to dig deep there? So you know what people say, what you went through will resonate for a lot of people's hearts. So you that's why I asked. Was there an inspiration behind it?
Yeah, I'll say this.
Yeah. You don't have to go into detail.
No. It's I would say it's not only just one person. It's like multiple people in that song in different parts, and it's during a time where,
Ooh,
yeah.
Where is the cleaner?
Oh, no. We don't need no Kleenex.
Okay, we're good.
No,
we
we're
good.
No,
we good.
No, I'm good. I'm at peace with this. It was this song. I like to say it's the words that I wish I was able to say, the boldness I wish I could have had, because I feel like I've been walked over, misunderstood, lied to a lot. So this is my attitude song.
Yes.
Even though I was smiling while recording it because I had so much fun.
Yeah.
But
all jokes aside,
yeah.
it does feel that way. It's almost like a resurrection. This song, it felt like a resurrection, and it feels so different, so refreshing, so real, so honest, that I'm like, oh my God, like this is gonna be the start of you.
No, thank you.
Like I totally, when the song came out, I was like, oh wow. Yeah.
No, yeah, you keep hitting the nail with like everything. But yes, I that song has, after I thought about what the song meant to me one day talking to a friend, like I just started crying because it was like a release of like pain of years of being in my head, like dealing with like anxiety with that and just letting it go. Like there was times I was even too scared to perform it. I'm like, I don't think I want to perform it. Like, am I being mean by saying how I feel? Like that was the remnants of the insecurity of sticking up for myself. But I just recently I've been able to own that and be like, no, this is your story. You can sing that, and it doesn't matter if you are right or wrong. These words need to come out, and I find that a lot of people have been resonating with that.
It's beautiful, guys. I'm gonna be putting all the links with Jamila's music. Like you just have to listen to it. This podcast doesn't justify anything until you listen to the actual song. So thank you for releasing the song.
Oh, thank you.
In terms of, I keep saying in terms because I can't think of any other transitional word.
That is okay.
If there is one message that you can tell the world or women, what would that messaging be?
That message would be probably what the theme of what this conversation about authenticity. If I could give a message out to the world, also to women, I would say the thing you want to do, you should do it. And I know it sounds cliche, but so many times we get held back about what will family say, what will my partner say, what will my friends say. But at the end of the day, sometimes they won't even say anything, because with that, you can live for yourself or you can live for other people. Yeah. And
that's deep.
Yeah. And many times I live for other people, even making decisions about going to school. And then I'm not talking to them now about what I'm doing for my career. It's like I should have done things for myself. So I would say, don't worry. Do not fear of how things look, perceptions of that. Because if you do good or bad, it will find a way to say something negative anyway.
People will always talk about you regardless it's good or not. So why don't you just live for yourself?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
no, exactly,
none of that would matter, but what you do for yourself.
Yeah. No, I feel like people learn that live for yourself when they're older. So if you can catch that knowledge, like while you're still making decisions, I think you'll feel more free. and not restricted, because a lot of anxiety is like about ourselves, but also wondering what other people are saying, or making a narrative what we think they're saying when might not be true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is 100% true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You
And
can
then-
be in your head and stay in there forever.
All
You
the
can make the
time.
best, worst stories in your head about what's going on. Like
Right.
something like, oh, I had an itch, and then you could be like,
Yeah.
she doesn't like being around me.
Yeah.
Like, I make her squirm, and it's just like, no, I was just itchy. That's all.
The mind is such a powerful thing.
It is. It's such
Yeah.
a beautiful, powerful thing.
It could either make or break you.
It literally
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
that still blows my mind. And even anytime someone says that,
Yeah.
like, there's so many times where I try very hard to not see things in a bad light, but anxiety can take over anyone, or anxious thoughts, because anyone can be anxious also. And there's many times I see a scenario and I've made it negative, and then when I find out the truth of it, I'm like, I was like, I was
not even- yeah.
no, I was like,
Way off.
I was way off. Like, I
Yeah.
was not even close at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild
Yeah.
how perception can do that. And also, people need to remember that can happen with someone perceiving you. Like, you know your true self, but their perceptions, you can't control how someone's mental health is perceiving you. So they can get it wrong, and you can say everything and try to prove it wrong. And this is why you cannot live for other people, because you'll be exhausted trying to appease every single person, because each person has a different opinion and want you to do something else.
People always externalize what it means for them in the outer world. Like, they always internalize something that's going on in their outer world, but it's almost never correct.
Yeah.
You know. But thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's a great messaging for a lot of people. What's next for you?
What's next for me? I'm
Yeah.
gonna continue like pushing this song. I usually like quit by then, but I feel like this one deserves time. So it's a little bit of a slow burn. So I'm just trying to like contact radio stations, do performances. So that's the immediate what's next for me. And then after that, I'm gonna get ready for the next single.
Yes.
Yeah, so just getting some details, fine-tuned, but that is what I'm just focused all in right now, doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm sure you're inspiration for a lot of people. That's why I invited you to the show, because you're just a beautiful human being, Jamila.
You're a
So
beautiful human being, Abby.
don't ever, second guess that at all. How can people reach you?
They can reach me on Instagram. They just search Jamila Online. That's Jamila Online. Or Facebook if you prefer. There is a TikTok.
Yeah?
There is a TikTok, but stick to the Instagram and the Facebook if you want more of a consistent thing.
Post,
Yeah, consistent. Or you can just go to my website. If you're not a social media, just go to www.jamilab.com, and then I will always have my shows listed up on there and any news. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, you guys, we're going to be doing a concert. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to.
Someday you'll be